Hey everyone, it's Tom and Michelle, and we're back doing another video. Man, we haven't done one of these in a long time.
We haven't.
Yeah, it's been a while. So we're talking about today things that you need to bring with you. We've got testing coming up again on Saturday with the PT test and the oral board and the written essays. So we just wanted to catch people up because we've been having some confusion about, what it is that you need to bring to these two tests. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we'll start off with the PT test. So obviously that's the first thing you do bright and early Saturday morning. We're going to be out there, so it's supposed to be fairly cold when we get there in the morning, like in the upper 40s. So definitely prepare for that when you come in. Unless you're coming from out of state, you'll probably be in tank top and shorts. So, but for the PT test, the first thing you want to bring with you is your ID. You're going to need that for every single thing that you do in the process with the Glendale Police Department. So we need to be able to show that you're you. So make sure you bring your state issued or government ID with you. And also with that, what should they be wearing to this thing?
So wear your PT gear. So whatever you work out in, that's what you should be in. Of course, there's bathrooms there to change in, but it is much more comfortable if you just show up in your PT gear. So I'm talking about your gym shoes, shorts, sweatpants. If it's cold, bring a sweatshirt, bring a jacket, and you can always take that off and have a t-shirt underneath. And you should bring water. We'll have water there, but bring your own water.
That's right. And we've seen people show up. They show up in combat boots and suits and dress shoes. And while you can complete the mile and a half wearing that stuff, it's much better it's much better to be in your PT gear. So like Michelle said, we'll have snacks and water for you. But if you got a lucky water bottle, by all means, you should bring that. Sometimes we get this question a lot about ear pods.
Yep, no AirPods, so you can't have any kind of electronic listening device to help get around the track. So sorry, but no AirPods.
Watch, okay, they can keep time on a watch, but you can't have any listening devices or musical things or things of that nature. Okay, so once you pass the PT portion of the test, then later that afternoon you'll go out to the training center, and it's time for the oral board and the written essay portion of that testing. So again, what you need for that, the first thing you need to have is your ID. Again, we need to make sure that you're you. But this is where you also bring your Glendale Police Department applicant questionnaire, your background packet. And in terms of the packet, make sure that it is completely filled out. Every single box is answered. Every question, rather, is answered. Every box is completed. If it doesn't apply, rate DNA or not applicable or N/A, whatever it may be. Just make sure the whole thing is filled out. What we don't need with this is something that causes great confusion is people read over, and it's in the instructions right there, but people kind of just gloss over it because they got a million things going on. But we don't need any documents with you on Saturday when you come. All you have to bring is the packet itself. We don't need your high school diploma or transcripts or copies of this or that, just the packet itself. The copies and all that documentation comes in at actually a later step when you do the background interview, which is completely separate. That's when you come and sit down with Michelle and I, and we delve into the deep dark corners of your life. But that's when we need that. So we don't need it for the oral board interview itself.
And so we've had a lot of questions about the AZ Post portal. And we understand because it's new for us as well. So when you go into the AZ Post portal and you complete your personal history form, you must share it with the Glendale Police Department so we can view it. If you don't share it, we can't view it, and it's like you didn't do it. So when you're in the portal, all the way to the left, all the way down at the bottom, you'll see a button that says share. You will share that, you will hit that button and you will share it. So you will have to look through, you'll have to scan through a couple pages till you get to the G's, to the Glendale Police Department, hit Glendale Police Department, and then that will share it to us. Also, you will be given an AZ Post ID number. Go ahead and take that number and list it on the background, the Glendale background packet. So that also gives us the number to put in to search for you. So when you come to the background interview, also have your ID number and your password with you in case we have to update or change anything. We can do it then.
Right, yeah, and that's a great point because we had a few examples last Saturday where we couldn't get into their packet because that hadn't been shared with us. So it's really important because we want to get started on your background right away. We want to get you in the backgrounds and start working on things, but we can't do that if it's not shared.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then lastly, for this portion of the test with the oral board, for the dress, you want to be dressed for success. This is big time here. So, for the guys, you want to be in a suit. If you don't have the means to have a suit or you can't afford one, shirt and tie at a minimum. What do you think about for the ladies?
And for the ladies, the same. Come in business attire. So even if you don't have a business suit, pants or slacks and a blouse will do fine. But do your hair, look professional, and be prepared.
Right. And then one last thing, sometimes there is an authorization form that is in the packet that we need you to bring with you as well. And it needs to be notarized. So if you don't have a notary, you can't find one in time, don't freak out, don't panic, don't no-show because you couldn't get your notary, because we got great news for you.
I'm a notary.
Hey! So Michelle will be out there at the PT test, so if you want to bring it to that. And then you can also bring it with you to the, I was going to say the Laura board, the oral board. Laura's going to be there checking you in, and she's a notary as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what you need to bring. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday. We hope everybody does well and gets through this thing. Good luck.